Welcome back to our three-part series. This is part 2 of how to build a six-figure career as an executive assistant in 2025. So if you're just tuning in and you haven't watched part 1 yet, I encourage you to check it out. So in part 1, we talked about redefining the executive assistant role and how to shift your mindset from being simply an admin to becoming a strategic partner. We also touched on my background, where I spent over 10 years as a high-level executive assistant, working with 21 executives, including 6 CEOs, and I grew my own career into a six-figure role. Now I run Six Figure EA to help you guys do the same. So if you missed part 1, be sure to go back and watch it for those foundational insights and examples from my journey. Okay, so now that we're caught up, let's jump into today's topic, the skills and systems that will make you indispensable as an executive assistant. So being indispensable means that your team can't imagine working without you. You're that valuable. And I've literally had executives say this to my face. So how do you reach that status? You need to master the right skill set, adopt the effective system and tools, and continuously sharpen your capabilities. So I'm going to break down several key areas you should focus on, along with tips and some personal tricks to excel in each. Number 1, masterful communication. So communication is going to be the cornerstone of a top performing executive assistant. This is going to go beyond being friendly or writing polite emails. It's about clear, concise, and strategic communication that adds value. So you should be able to communicate with anyone from an entry-level staffer to the CEO of a partner company and adjust your tone and messaging accordingly. So you want to be the information hub. As an EA, you often control the flow of information. Practice distilling complex ideas into brief summaries for your executive. For example, if there's a 30-page report, you should highlight the 3 key points and decisions needed. This is not only going to save your executive time, but it also shows that you understand the content and context. And in this day and age, it's not about reading those 30 pages. We have AI. Put that document in ChatGPT and ask it to shoot you out 3 points, 3 key points, so that you don't need to spend time actively reading. You got to think smarter, not harder. Think smarter, not harder. So next, you want to speak up and liaise effectively. So don't be afraid to voice relevant insights in meetings or to politely correct misunderstandings on your executive's behalf. You're often going to be the liaison between your executive and others, the direct reports, the other C-suite members, external parties. So your ability to convey messages accurately and tactfully is crucial. So if your boss isn't available, you might be the one relaying their decisions or ensuring the team stays updated. That's a big responsibility. So you have to make sure you're doing it well so you can become indispensable. Next, you want to polish your writing and presenting. So make sure you're double checking those emails for clarity. You want to develop a knack for writing emails that get quickly to the point. Executives, they're busy and they value brevity. Also, practice summarizing meeting outcomes or preparing briefings. If you can write a one pager that conveys everything your exec needs to know for a meeting, you're going to become their secret weapon for work prep. Again, you don't have to recreate the wheel. Use the AI tools. There's Outlook Copilot, there's Zoom AI, there's all these tools and plugins that you can utilize to help you get these insights into a concise manner that your executive will appreciate. And here's a tip. One thing that helped me when I was seeking feedback is I'd ask, did that email give you what you needed? Or how could I provide updates in a more useful way? So this kind of showed initiative and helped me fine tune my communication styles to fit my executives' preferences. Remember, as executive assistants, we have to adapt to our executives' working style. So you want to be sure that you're asking for feedback so you can refine your support as needed. So in 2025, technology is a non-negotiable. With many executives and teams working in hybrid or remote environments, executive assistants must become comfortable with digital tools. And being tech savvy is not just about like knowing software, knowing Outlook, knowing the calendar. You really want to use tech efficiently to create systems that work for you. So become a power user of productivity tools, right? Master the calendars, Outlook, Google Calendar, email applications to the point that you know all the tricks, the shortcuts, the automations, the rules. Use project management tools like Asana or Trello or Monday.com to track tasks and team projects. If your company doesn't use one, consider introducing it. This is going to show leadership that you're proactive about improving workflows, and many top EAs do set up some dashboard systems for the executives that will give a snapshot of their priorities, deadlines, and key updates at a glance. That level of organization is really priceless. Automate and streamline. So identify repetitive tasks in your routine and see if you can automate them. For example, use templates like Google Doc has these templates you could set up for meeting agendas or travel itineraries, or set up email filters to sort routine messages. Like, I hate getting calendar invites in my Outlook. All my calendar invites are filtered out because I'm always looking at the calendar anyway. So freeing up an hour a day by automating busy work means that you have more time for high impact projects. I like to say, I said it already, work smarter, not harder. So if you can get the same result in half the time using a smart system or tool, please do it. Your executive will notice that you're handling a huge volume of work effortlessly, which is the sign of an indispensable EA. And then you want to stay current with new tech, including AI. Don't be intimidated by these emerging tools, guys. Artificial intelligence is becoming a helper in the workplace. It's not replacing us. Some EAs, like myself, use AI tools to draft email responses, schedule smarter, or get quick research summaries. These tools are not going to replace you. Your personal judgment and human touch are irreplaceable, but they can augment your abilities. So if you can say, yes, I can manage that, I have a tool that helps me handle that quickly, you once again prove your value. So keep an eye on industry trends and continuously update your toolkit. A modern EA who can navigate the latest technology will stand out from those who stick to the old ways. So systemize your excellence, right? One approach that worked for me was creating an EA playbook. This is a set of personal standard operating procedures for common tasks. For example, a step-by-step system for handling an incoming speaking invitation from my executive. You'd want to, check for conflicts, draft a polite decline or accept email, coordinate prep with the comms team, etc. Having these systems in place meant that I handled tasks consistently and nothing fell through the cracks. Number 3, proactive problem solving. To be indispensable, adopt a forward thinking mindset. So this is all about anticipation and initiative. I love anticipation. A great executive assistant doesn't wait to be told what to do. They're always one step ahead, ready for the next challenge. So you want to anticipate needs and issues. Develop the habit of thinking, what will my executive need next? If you know your CEO is meeting with a new investor next week, go ahead and prepare a brief with their bio and talking points before you're asked. If a project deadline is moving up, proactively rework the schedule and present a revised plan to your executive. When you solve problems before they even land on your boss's desks, you become absolutely invaluable. Be the calm in the storm. They love to say I'm cool, calm, and collected. When a crisis hits, and it will eventually, like an important flight gets canceled last minute or a major client isn't happy, your role is to be the steady hand that guides everyone through. So use your problem solving skills, assess the issue, gather options, and recommend a course of action. Executives rely on assistants who can keep their cool under pressure. So if you've built a reputation for don't worry, Fumi has got it under control, you're not going anywhere. You're the rock for that team. And you want to continuously improve your processes. So indispensable EAs don't just handle tasks, they improve how tasks are done. So keep an eye out for bottlenecks or frustrations in the office and take initiative to fix them. Maybe meetings always start late because invites are confusing. Take the lead in creating a clear meeting request format with objectives listed. Or perhaps team communication was suffering, so you have to introduce a weekly update email that you compile and send out on behalf of the leadership team. These may seem small, but they have big cumulative effects, and everyone will appreciate the efficiency you bring. So remember, being proactive sometimes means going above and beyond your job description. Of course, balance this with your primary duties. Work-life balance is important, but never shy away from contributing just because it's not in my job title. The EAs who ascend to six-figure roles are leaders, regardless of formal title. They improve the team and the company around them, which is exactly why they're rewarded accordingly. And lastly, relationship building and emotional intelligence. So this is a skill that often gets overlooked, but it's incredibly important. Your ability to build strong relationships and navigate the human side of the business is critical. Emotional intelligence, understanding your executives and colleagues' moods, motivations, and concerns is going to set you apart as an assistant who just gets it. So you can begin by building trust with your executive. Trust is the foundation of the EA executive partnership. Keep confidences, always follow through on what you say you'll do, and be honest. When you make a mistake, which happens, own it and fix it. Over time, your executive will trust you more and more because they know you have integrity and competence. When your exec trusts you enough to handle things in their absence, that's a clear sign you're indispensable to them. Next, you want to be a team connector. So, great executive assistants maintain good relationships not just with the boss, but with everyone, other executives, clients, and support staff, vendors, you name it. So, be friendly, professional with all, regardless of their level. Learn people's preferences, like that one client who always calls instead of emails. Make a note of it. Act as a bridge builder. Often you'll facilitate communication between departments. If people know they can come to you to reach your executive and you'll handle their concerns reliably, you'll become an essential hub in the network. So pay attention to the moods and morale of those around you, especially your executive. If you sense your CEO is stressed before a big meeting, maybe hold off on non urgent calls or offer to bring a coffee to brighten their day. If a team member seems overwhelmed, perhaps you can quietly help by shifting a deadline or offering your own assistance. These may not explicitly be part of your tasks, but performing them shows you understand the bigger picture and care about the people you work with. And that kind of emotional intelligence is rare and valuable. So being indispensable isn't just about what you do, it's about how you do it and how you make others feel. If every interaction with you, whether it's an email or a phone call or a hallway chat, leaves people feeling assured that things are under control because you are on it, you really solidified your pace as a core asset in the organization. So, those are some of the core skills and systems that high performing EAs cultivate. You may be thinking, this is a lot. How do I get there? The answer is step by step with a commitment to continuous learning. No one is born knowing how to expertly manage a CEO's life or run an office dashboard. I learned these skills over time, and you can too. So invest in your professional development, take courses, find a mentor, seek out resources to strengthen areas where you feel less confident. For example, if you want to become more tech savvy or master executive communications, consider formal training. On Six Figure EA, we offer on demand courses that cover everything from advanced calendar management to strategic project leadership. Those can be a real great place to start. Or if you prefer more personalized guidance, look into one on one coaching. I do coaching calls with EAs where we tackle their specific challenges, whether it's building a better task system or preparing for a difficult conversation with their boss. Getting that tailored advice can accelerate your growth tremendously. The key point is never stop upskilling. The best EAs are always learning, always leveling up. I also encourage you to seek out certifications or programs that are respected in our field. Completing a well regarded executive assistant certification, for example, the Certified Executive Support Expert designation comes with our flagship course, Executive Assistance 101. This can really boost your credibility and your confidence. And it also is going to signal to employers that you've put in the work to be among the best. But remember, certification or not, it's your skills in action that will truly prove your worth. So, by now, we've covered the mindset, part one, and the skill set and tool set, part two, that set the foundation for a six-figure EA career. Give yourself a pat on the back. This is a lot of progress towards your goal. You're really transforming into that superstar assistant who runs an office like a well-oiled machine and is trusted at the highest levels. So up next in part three, we're going to focus on what many of you have been waiting for, the career moves that actually get you the position and salary you're aiming for. It's time to talk about positioning yourself for top opportunities, negotiating for what you're worth, and finding ways to expand your income as an executive assistant. You've built yourself into an indispensable asset. Now let's ensure you leverage that to reach the six-figure mark and beyond.